what is considered a high protein versus a low protein diet? Because people sort of use these terms of like, oh, when you're eating a high protein diet, then blah, 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 blah. But give us some indicator of, what exactly is high protein? Is it a certain number of grams of protein per day, or is it a certain percentage of total calories in your diet? And then secondarily, is there a difference in the way that plant-based proteins and animal-based proteins affect your kidney health?
Those are really good questions. So first of all, I'm a big fan of just eating whole foods. So when you do that, when you're eating a whole plant foods, you're typically, and depending on where you're pushing more towards fruit, like maybe some of the things that you're doing, or someone's eating more beans, you may be in that 10 to 20% of your calories are going to be from protein. You don't need more than that unless you're a high-performing athlete and exercising 4 or 5 hours a day, and maybe you can consume enough food to, actually contain the foods that you need in the macronutrients. So for a woman, 35 grams to 45 grams, and even males, not much more than that either in a daily basis is what we need. And actually, when you look at the actual food diaries of individuals who eat a whole food plant-based diet, oftentimes we're eating even more than that. So we're getting more than enough protein. So we've got a fascination with protein. So we can just, don't worry, you won't be protein deficient unless you're not eating enough calories. So if I have someone who is anorexic or has some type of an ability to consume food, that may be someone because they're not eating enough calories, or someone maybe in a burn unit, that's an issue as well. But for the most part, I'd say 10 to 20% is a healthy indicator. I don't like to say low protein or high protein. It's just like, this is just eat what your average is going to be. But high protein would be like a diet, like a ketogenic diet or something. But that's the damage that can occur where you're eating a high protein diet, especially animal protein. And I'll explain that since that was your second question, kind of segue into that. If you think about protein or animal products, so protein, you just don't get in isolation, right? There's other things that come along. There's saturated fats, there's trans fats, there's cholesterol, and there's a lot of things that occur when you eat animal protein or animal foods. So you get a lot of inflammation. So part of the inflammation that occurs, and that's where the damage to the kidney is happening. So what we're doing is when you cause inflammation and it's causing the kidney to have to work, it's hyperfiltration. It's like constantly having to do its job. It's doing more and more and recruiting more and more. And that inflammation is causing damage and scarring to the kidney. And that's when you start getting the protein leakage that we were talking about earlier. So when you compare people who eat the same amount of protein, animal versus plant-based protein, it doesn't have the same effect. So you're not getting that inflammatory response that you get with animal protein when you eat a plant-based protein. So that's the nice thing, is that when we have people, who have chronic kidney disease, you can actually see some improvement even if you already have this leakage. So, I'd encourage people, if you already have been diagnosed with some type of chronic kidney disease, to look, speak to your nephrologist, speak to your doctor regarding eating a whole food plant-based diet, which may actually be able to reverse some of that, if not all. I certainly have there's some interesting case studies of someone actually coming off dialysis. So that's really amazing and it's exciting. Doesn't mean they get complete function, because once that scarred down tissue in the kidney is gone, it's really hard to revive. It's most of the time it doesn't. But if you have any reserve and you're stop causing the beating them up, then you might be able to, kind of pull them out of the ICU, so to speak, and let them start working again. You might be able to see some significant improvement in your kidney function.
So you talked to us about putting out the fire with a whole food plant-based diet. So can you explain how that lifestyle can actually improve kidney health?
Right, absolutely. And I've seen this over and over again. So having, let's say, patients who were on maybe a different medication for a very specific diagnosis that they can't stop, right? And it affects their kidney health. What's interesting is you'll see this elevated creatinine, and then we start talking about diet, and they may not even have diabetes or insulin resistance that we can see, and at least on labs, their blood sugars aren't going up. They may be younger. But what's interesting is they're on, and I've had this happen with patients, that's why I'm bringing this up, but they'll have a medication that they have to stay on. But I talk to them about diet, and we're talking about kidney health specifically, and I get them to decrease, even just decreasing the amount of animal protein had a phenomenal effect on their kidney health. You'll see the kidney creatinine start dropping pretty significantly. And So that's the key factor here, is that all parts of our body need to be protected, but especially, our kidneys and our hearts, these type of things. That's where the whole food plant-based diet, because we're nourishing it, right? We're putting in all these amazing nutrients and phytochemicals that are going to be able to bathe all of our organs and keep them healthy. But it will affect the kidney health. You can actually see the measure of the creatinine dropping significantly.
That's amazing. So you mentioned, you've done this with patients, and, we know that you're very prolific with working with patients. And that's kind of one of the fun parts about talking with you, is your experience comes from just a wide variety of working with people. And you've worked with Doctors on Demand for a long time and saw a lot of mainstream people coming through your practice. And you get a lot of plant-based people through, the community and through us as well. So are there any stories you want to share about successful clients you came to with kidney challenges?
I would say the majority of mine are going to be my hypertensive folks, those with high blood pressure and those with diabetes, because these are the two entities or medical conditions that are going to affect your kidney health. And so that's the beautiful thing about plant-based diet, right? So it's not like you prescribe a medication and I'm trying to lower your blood pressure, right? Which may affect something else. Let's say it affects your sexual health, or it affects your mood, or it affects your weight. There's always going to be some negative ripple effect down the stream with medications. But a whole food plant-based diet, I look at it and I'm looking at a patient with high blood pressure. Let's say that's their primary diagnosis. And maybe their creatinine is just outside of the high normal, but that's not our main worry. They're not spilling protein yet, but certainly being stressed. How about that? But then we're talking about this high blood pressure that's on 3 medications and they're not getting any better, doing what they've been doing. They're escalating, medications and the prescriptions and the amounts. We put them on a whole plant-based diet. What happens? The blood pressure drops. Well, there's these beautiful ripple effects in the body. One, the fire hydrant is turned off and we're not blasting the kidney anymore. And what do we see? We see the creatinine start to drop and it becomes in this normal range. And I have had more than a few patients have that happen. More than a few. So that's the beautiful thing. And then I can stop medications that might be causing the other negative side effects as well. So that's the amazing thing.
Yeah, we had one doctor come on the summit a couple of years ago, Dr. Gibson. He basically said, hey, listen, you can't heal your body selectively. You can't do it, right? It's not like you can say, okay, just make my kidneys better, but don't touch my heart, or like make my brain better, but don't touch my thyroid gland, right?
Exactly. Exactly.